I built recording studios for Keyshia Cole. We did T.I. Expeditiously Studio. We did Sessions Atlanta. We did Troy Taylor Studio. We do, and I got a solid team. So we build a lot of studios, podcast rooms. We build the furniture for the rooms. We built this restaurant. We pay attention to the acoustics and the soundproofing.
Let me tell you something about this restaurant.
Yes,
this restaurant is state of the art.
Man.
I mean, you know, you got this piano, this beautiful stage. Like, this man built this place.
Man.
Like, I watched you build this thing, man. I've known you for years.
Man, and it's to be documented so that people, and that's what, you know, today I was like, you know what, let's be clear. Uh-oh, the fly.
the fly
is said he part of the interview. You know, I just wanted to be clear about how much it takes a team to execute, to get things done. Where I'm strong, my two partners aren't. And where they're strong, I am not, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Debo is very strong with financials, right? When I say, hey, D, I want to build a restaurant, he said, all right, what you need to do it. Now, this is us as grown men. He asked me that same question when we was 12. I said, hey, D, I'm trying to play baseball, and my mama said she don't have the $40 for me to sign up. And I wasn't asking him for the money. I was just venting one day. And the next day, he came to school with the money. And we young, we don't got that. I'm like, yo, you know, I don't know where he got it from, but he's like, man, here, man, you go play baseball, right? And the following day, his stepdad came and said, did he give you money? I said, yeah. He said, for whatever reason, whatever type of rapport y'all got, he took money off our dresser to give to you.
Wow.
And man, we've been solid ever since. So that's who I built this with. Debo, Scotty. Scott is very good administrative-wise. This place wouldn't run without Scott. Scott,
shout out Scotty.
Man, shout out Scotty. We got some wings named after him too. Scotty Too Hottie.
The Scotty Too Hotties.
Scotty Too Hottie. That's one of the favorites.
That's one of my favorites.
That's a good flavor here.
Yeah.
But Scott is has a lot of discipline, right? Scott's married, 2 children. But what I see him deal with on a daily basis from his regular job as a radiologist and being a father, and then coming here, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot. So I always look at people around me, that's a different type of strength. I'm strong in some areas. Like if you need me to lock in for 16 hours and get something done with my hands, I can do it. You know, my mind can lock in. But, you know, what I see him going through as a father that's there every day, I wasn't like that every day. My kids came on the weekends because I wasn't married. I wasn't in a relationship like that. But it's a lot. It's a lot. This restaurant world, man, you know, it's a lot. And we jumped into this after we had, I had a rap artist by the name of Ayeteaelle that we signed, right?
Yeah.
So Ayeteaelle.
We didn't even get into your management
the music.
Company.
Man, it's so many things, but it all stems, one leads to the other.
Yeah.
So the reason that we're sitting in the restaurant right now is because after my last record deal that I had with an artist was an Ayeteaelle. And after that, I'm like, I always wanted to know that we had what it took to create a product that people wanted. So at some point, I had to decide, you got a little bit of money. You gonna put it into you as an artist, or are you gonna put it into what the market is calling for? And at that time, it was female rappers. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was doing a photo shoot with Middleman. Shout out to Middleman.
Shout out
right?
Middleman. Yeah, yeah.
Styling me, him and Reno forever. And his assistant was like, hey, there's this rapper from Texas that you need to meet. I can't trust her with nobody else other than you.
Wow.
She was 16, 17 at the time.
Wow.
Ayeteaelle. When I met her, I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Right? Very rough around the edges. Her videos, it was all these guns and all this. I'm like, man, you know, from Dallas, Texas. And I'm like, I don't know what, I don't know what to do with this.
Right.
But I prayed about it, I thought about it, and what changed my mind, and this is the truth. One day I had her meet me at Main Event, the little bowling alley, little, you know, recreation place off Cobb Parkway here in Atlanta. And I seen a little girl run up to Ayeteaelle and start crying. Girl had to be about 9 years old. And when I saw that, I'm like, you gotta do something. I didn't know young girls you know, I just thought it was trap and rap. In my world, that's dangerous. Like,
Right.
you don't want to be around it.
Right.
But when I saw the little girl, I was like, man, got to do something. So we signed Ayeteaelle. And I thought Ayeteaelle brought a lot to the table. She did a lot of work for herself. So instead of signing her, I created a company with her. So it was Beach Boys / Dog Gang. And made her boss. Not a fake boss.
Right.
A real boss.
Right.
With real interest. 50% to be exact. I wanted her to win. We did the Ayeteaelle thing. We ended up getting this record with Bad Baby that took us on tour that we had to pay for. We had to pay for our own tour, but we understood the value of it.
Right.
After that, we had a lot of different deals on the table. One of them at the time, of course, I took it back to Monty Littman. I took it to Daryl Jones over Atlantic. That's a good friend. Shout out to Daryl Jones. But ultimately, it was up to her. And she wanted to go with Gucci Mane. You know, Sylvia Rome put a nice deal on the table.
Wow.
From Epic Records. Really, really good deal. So when I got to see that side of the game, I was like, man. And then this one thing blew my mind. We were in a meeting at Universal, and Monty Littman said to me, I played him all this dope R&B music. It wasn't even me. I was, at this point, I'm in my executive mode. I got artists. And he's like, Jovan, I love these records. He said, these are good. He said, but you know what good is in competition with, right? I'm like, no, what? He's like, great. I was like, okay, that makes sense. He said, do you have anything ratchet? And when I heard that question, it forever changed me and how I felt about the business. Because I had just signed Ayeteaelle, and I wasn't even in there pitching her. I was pitching my R&B stuff. As far as I'm concerned, she wasn't ready yet. I didn't groom her, I didn't make no records. And I pulled up her video with the sound off, and he saw her with the AR in her hand, and saw that it had a couple million streams, and he said, now, Jovan, that I'm interested in. And I thought it was a joke, till the next day he presented me with a offer.
Wow.
And I had never been presented with an offer. I done came in this office so many times, right? So to be presented with an offer for that at the time blew my mind, right? Because I'm like, man, you know, we working backwards then, right? They wanted what the culture was currently. You know, it was this ratchet, you know, and that wasn't my vibe at all as a person, as a businessman. I'm in the business to play the game. So we signed Ayeteaelle. We did it with Gucci Mane. It was short-lived. It did a little bit of noise, but ultimately we let her be in the driver's seat. She wanted to leave, we left. She wanted to change, she left. Because I wasn't committed to just being an executive, right? I loved it. I enjoyed knowing that we got what it takes to do it. That was enough for me. Being on 50 Cent's song, it was enough for me. I always wanted to know if I was good enough. I'm in here with 50, I'm good enough. I'm in here engineering Keyshia Cole, I'm good enough. But then it turned into me wanting to be in the rooms to building the rooms. And this is where...
So everything was like a step.
Everything
was leading to something.
It was all leading to something. And I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you I don't get joy out of building. Right? The joy of creating something from nothing. Right? When I look on Troy Taylor's page and I see all these artists in the room that I built, I'm so delighted. I'm so happy. I don't never need to make a song in that room. For all the people that's coming through there, because I'm building it with love and care. So it's everything. The wiring is premium. The acoustics premium. The best. You know, everything that I can do to make it the best, because I know that the best is coming in here. You know, so that's that. So it translated from doing that and having it at recording studios to wanting to do it for everybody. That's what the restaurant falls into play, right? It's like, I want to design this place for the best to come. They've come through the doors. You bring a lot of them through the doors. You being here, this is a place that nobody wanted. Nobody wanted this building. I'd pull up at night at 1 in the morning and just sit across the street and look at it. Just look and envision and think and think and think and pray. And you know, because we were looking for buildings in Buckhead and looking, you know, man, we had to learn. They wouldn't even let us see the inside of a building in Buckhead if we didn't show 300 grand in the account. It's a different game. Over here, they don't take care of the building so anybody can get it. Right? So it's like, so we landed in College Park, and it's interesting because here we learn the value of community. This is important.
Yeah.
It's more important for us to be over here than Buckhead. Right?
Yeah.
We shut the street down on Juneteenth.
Exactly.
And have nice events for the kids. And so for me, man, it's like I'm so outside of what I thought I wanted, you know, and more into what God has. When he wake me up and give me the energy and the enthusiasm to go build, I go build. You know, if he gives me the enthusiasm to write a song, I go write a song. You know, I still love writing songs. I still love making music. But more than any of that, I love helping other people, which leads me to the next thing, Dallas Austin distribution.
Talk about it.
So you talking about somebody I met at 9, 10 years old. I worked for a distributor by the name of 1RPM, who I had Asian Doll signed to. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to break into the Atlanta market. If the number one, I got to see behind the scenes now. Number one genre of music is hip hop. You know, they make it hip hop and R&B. It's hip hop. That's number one. How is that number one and you don't have an office in the area that's huge for hip hop? Right. Atlanta right now, right? And, you know, the owner was like, okay, let's open up an office there. I'm like, now, this is not just an office. This got to be a hub. I need recording studios. I need a place that they can come and migrate the artists. You know, this is Atlanta. And I said, but it's two people I need to introduce you to. One was Dallas Austin, and the other one was T.I., which is family. And Dallas wanted his own distribution arm. Like, hey, I want to come through y'all, but I want my own thing, imprint, essentially. And the owner didn't want to do that like that. But Symphonic did, right?
Yeah.
So Dallas went and did a deal with Symphonic, and then he brought me in and told me, hey, I need somebody like you to help me run it. And so I left 1RPM and I went to Symphonic with Dallas. And now Dallas, man, he's so creative. You talking about, you know, he's a musician. So now you got a music distribution company that a musician runs. I don't know of another one. Right? He cares beyond streams. He cares. He's a musician. It's Dallas Austin.
Yeah.
He produces every genre. You know, so I never take that for granted sitting in the room with him. You get caught up in it and forget. Like, nah, this man can do every genre of music and he does it well and he did it young. You feel me? You talking about 18 with Ferraris and Porsche. Like, Dallas did it early. Jermaine did as well, but Dallas to me was different because he did multiple genres. So he gonna do Gwen Stefani. He gonna do Creek for TLC. And I'm talking about when he do it, you go look at these credits yourself. It's got produced by, written by, arranged by. Same thing I see for Troy Taylor. You know, same thing you see with the greats. That's far-fetched, man. You know, we take it for granted, the R. Kellys, right? But the talent, you go look at You're Not Alone and see who wrote it, produced it, who arranged it, who did this, it's him. It's him, it's Dallas, it's Troy. It's these guys that are exceptional. And so just to be in a company it's been tremendous for me, man. So studio building, restaurant building, music distribution. And since I'm coming back around to making music.
Talk to me.
I love it.
Yeah. What we got coming?
I cannot fight. I got studios in my house, of course, right? So when something wakes me up and say, go record it, I go record it. Shout out to my brother SL, man. This
amazing
guy, amazing producer, arranger. So now I understand that it's not all about me, right? As a musician, I start records, I create, I start writing, I bring in other writers. I got a great writer that I write with a lot, Robin Nicole. She's super dope. SL is super dope. Hot Sauce is super dope. You know, it's a team. I learned that the restaurant make you learn you cannot, as much as I like doing it by myself if I have to, I can't be the cook, the host, the bartender, the server, the DJ, the man controlling the sound, the doorman. I can't be all of that. So here, it makes you respect the team and build a solid team. And in the music industry, me coming back into it, it's that all over again. It's just having those solid pieces around me, and it's interesting. The people I always wanted to get records from, and it's not a conversation no more. I built your room. Right? And not that you owe me nothing because you paid me well for the room. But we got a different rapport now. We got a different relationship. the love I put into building it, they have to feel it every day because it's there. You know, so that's the difference. Sure, there's other studio builders, other carpenters, other restaurateurs. It's how I make my staff feel. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm in this with you.
Yeah.
I'm here every day. I'm here to help. I'm not. They be like, hey, boss. I'm like, that's not even. You know, like I don't think of it as a boss as much as I think of a leader. And I'm only here to lead until you don't need me. Once you don't need me, I'm off to the next thing.
Right.
Like I came into the restaurant, like I came into the studios, like I came into singing, like I came into being an executive.
Right.
It's once for me, it was wanting to get somebody up through there. Once I got Ayeteaelle up through there, I was good. I'm like, and people say, yo, what did it take? Everything. Everything.
Teamwork.
Teamwork, every dime, every creative way to, all right, we made it to this city. We need a hotel room for 4 people. You know, we got to use the money we made off merch last night for that. You know?
Yeah.
Who doing the merch? I am. As soon as we finish the show, run to the merch table.
Right.
Right? It's so many things, and I'm into technology, so it was so many pieces that involved the technical aspect that it's like by the time I have to pay somebody and teach them and this, I'm better off doing it, you know? I never forget, we started tour with Ayeteaelle. I hired a driver. The first night, he crashed the van trying to go through an overpass. So I had to send him home. Guess who became the driver?
You.
I became the driver. You know how I feel riding around San Francisco, around these little hills and stuff with 9 souls in the back sleep.
Right.
It's a great responsibility.
Yeah.
So for me, so many things have become more spiritual than what I thought I was in it for.
Right.
You know, the money, the girls screaming, none of that matters. What matters is the 14-year-old I met and told him to go to Full Sail, and now he's my head mix and master engineer because he's back and he's grown now. He came to me one day, he said, you remember me? My man Trey, Mixed by Trey. I was like, a little bit. He's like, I came to you when I was 14, me and my mother, and you told her to send me to Full Sail. I went, I graduated, I'm back.
Nice.
That's who mix all my records.
Wow.
That's who run my studios.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those things now. It's the pouring into them. My daughters pouring into them, giving them opportunity. We have our own business. What you want to do in it? I think you could run this. If one of them say, hey, Dad, I want to go put an Ayeteaelle in Miami. From being here, I know that you understand what to do.
Nice.
You know, so this is what it's about for me now. Of course, I got some more music coming. I can't stop. I love it. It's R&B. It's real R&B. And the difference now since is I'm not counting on it to survive. And I did before. That's
nice.
You know, and I know a lot of artists, this whole starving artist thing. You don't have to be a starving artist. If you need to go work while you still pursuing this thing, my bad. If you need to work. If you need to still, you have to, because your mindset has to be together to create, right? You can't be in there hungry and waiting for somebody to come give you an alley-oop. No, you might have to dunk it yourself. You know, my old manager, Rodney Turner, he always say, man, opportunity don't always knock. Sometimes you gotta kick in the door. You know, sometimes you gotta go, and that's what Rodney was great at. So him and Manny are doing film now. Manny used to manage me. That's how I became Keyshia Cole's engineer.
Nice.
He managed me. He opened up so many doors for me. So again, team. Now they do films.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, we need songs for the film.
Right.
Boom. You know, that's easy. But I'm looking into film now. I like telling. I just like being creative, man. So for me, it's building. It's recording. It's having an artist and getting them together. It's it's nonstop, and I don't, every day, man, I be waking up with more and more. Now I'm on this. What's been burning in my mind is building a boutique hotel. And putting Ayeteaelle on the roof. You know,
nice.
this has been the reoccurring dream and thought. And typically, when that is happening for me, it's happening for me. You know, it's in motion. So I just say to everybody that's no matter what the role is in the music industry, always pursue. I made more money engineering. And it's going to pay me $600-700 a day for a 12-hour session with Keyshia Cole. And y'all know Keyshia, she probably showed up for 4 of those hours, and the rest of it, I got to be in the studio and work on what I wanted to work on, showing up. Again, man, all these little cliches and stuff that our parents taught us, and we hear in music, and man, if you can find a way to make them relevant to your life, it's a lot of jewels in there. We just did Atlanta Each just came and did a whole TV segment on us here, and everybody calls us a hidden gem, a hidden gem, a hidden gem. And yesterday, I attend Dale Bronner's church, a Word of Faith. Yesterday at church, he said, isn't it funny that a gem is always hidden? Isn't it funny that a diamond don't sit above ground? And it made me think of this place differently, right? Because we're not on Main Street where all the other restaurants are.
In College Park.
In College Park, right? We're on College Street, one street behind Main Street.
Right.
But they consider us a hidden gem. And it for a minute, it felt kind of like a negative connotation to it. People like, oh man, people got to find y'all. People got to find y'all. No, the right people got to find us, right? The right people coming here. It's a different crowd, right? We have a very mature crowd, diverse crowd. They don't want to be somewhere where the music's so loud you can't converse and enjoy. So it's grown and sexy, and some of it we did on purpose. Some of it just happened naturally. You know, to me, it's God's will. We didn't know. We were just building a 12-seat bar.
Right.
Started building, COVID hit.
Right.
I'm talking about second day of building. When COVID hit, it shut us down like it shut the rest of the world down. Our next door neighbor never came back. We grabbed her unit, made the hole in the wall, and now we got a dining room. The dining room made room for us to have an outdoor patio. So where we wanted a 12-seat bar, God gave us 100 seats.
Nice.
Right? So all I can do... All I can do is keep showing up for these things and keep doing my part. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but everything has been as we grow and get into it, man. And I'm just grateful now. It's different when you can sit in here with the lights on and the power and the AC, and we sitting in here on your podcast and we talking the talk. But I sat in the same position when it was nothing but dust on the ground.
Right.
Right.
So you see the fruits of the labor.
I see the fruits of the labor, and for me, the fruits are seeing people enjoy themselves. When I see people walking out of here and say, man, we had an amazing time on our birthday.
Yeah.
Man, this was awesome. Man, we bringing our mother back. Man, that's rewarding.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like, you the owner? And I be like, uh-oh. I don't want to say yeah because I don't want to hear nothing bad.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, it's good. They like, yo, thank you for this.
Right.
Right? This is we can express ourselves, as a culture.
Right.
They love that, we're not limiting. If you wear a hat, wear your hat. Right. We have a dress code, but we're not crazy about it. It's still our culture. It's still our people, right? We just want to make sure you coming in here with the right mindset. So this has been a blessing for us, and I love that it's a blessing for other people.
Let them know address, social media.
Yes.
Let them know everything.
We are located. It's Ayeteaelle, and that's Ayeteaelle. Ayeteaelle Elevated Toppers. We located 3755 College Street. Right over here in College Park, Georgia. We've been here for 2 years now. I understand why they say some restaurants don't make it past this mark because it is a lot. But if you have the right team and you got the right people, and if you stay prayed up, man, I think that this is just a segue to what's next because everything has been. That's why we were just going through it. It's so much more details we can get into each of these things, but I think it's more important for young people to understand I've done so many different things, and each of those things I brought an attitude of gratitude towards it and brought my best self.
Nice. Whether
it was an engineer, I brought my A game. Whether it was a CEO of a company and that required me to wear 10 hats, man, I'll do it. If that means I can get the team across that end zone, brother, I'm the man diving over. I'm willing to take the hit. I'm willing, but will we score? Absolutely.
Trendsetter.